forwards. The idea for this is to move the client about as little as possible. This is to facilitate post-exercise recovery. So we start with you kneeling down by the client, ask the client to bring the legs together and the knees up towards the chest. The first stretch is the sacroiliac stretch release, so lower back, and we do that bilaterally, so both knees in together at the same time. From here we release one leg, and we can get a further stretch. In this case with Brett, it's on his right side of his body. Then we go into the low back rotation stretch. We just loosely put this leg up, other leg over, and ask the client to separate their hands and arm out to the side. Thanks, Brett. Loosely put your left hand, if you're rotating them, to the left on their right shoulder. Ask the client to take a deep breath in, Brett, and exhale. As they exhale, allow a little bit more pressure in the rotation stretch with your right hand on their left knee. Right hand on right knee. If you've got someone that's very flexible, we can move the leg up. We can place your right hand on their right hip, deep breath in again, and we can follow from the hip, and we can see we get a little bit more rotation there. Again, we're not forcing the stretch, we're just allowing to go through the rhythm of the stretching with a breath release. From here, we bring the same leg back, extend this leg down, and now we're into the hamstring stretch. Loosely place your knee on the mid part of the client's thigh. Ask the client to get their leg back as far as they can, actively. And then from that position, you can now just loosely hold the knee and you can support the back of the calf. And we're in that position now. Ask the client to take a deep breath in and exhale. As they exhale, they release tension, and then you come up to that new range they have and hold that position. You can do another stretch from there with a breath release if you wish. Now from here, again, we've not really moved very far, and the client hasn't moved. We're into stretching the gluteal group. We now step from here over, block the hip. We bring the ankle of the client forward, so you now block with your knee, and we bring this part of the knee towards your hip. That creates what we call a spiral stretch, or we're blocking the hip in position. So now we've got the gluteals in the best possible position to stretch. From here, ask the client to take a deep breath in. And as they exhale, you just lean your body forward while holding that spiral pattern through. So your left arm is pulled towards your left hip. Deep breath in again, and exhale. And we just lean forward. From here, we keep the rotation stretch, and we just slightly, very subtly move over towards the client's left shoulder. So your left hip goes towards their left shoulder. And that also stretches a bit more of the piriformis. Okay, from here we come away. We're into the calf stretching. So with the calf, ask the client again to bring their toe towards their knee as far as they can. From here, all you do is just take up the slack. So release. Now we have the stretch. So it's taking a little bit of pressure on their feet. Deep breath in again, and exhale. Small rotation in, small rotation out. We'll get different fibers of the calf group. From here, we come around the other side and bend over, and then we repeat the process. Okay? So once we've repeated the process, we're back to the front. We ask the client then to turn them over onto their front. We need to stretch their quadriceps now. Okay, so from here, make sure the knee is in line. We ask the client to bring their heel towards their butt as far as they can. Good, and what we do from here is we block the hip. Be careful not to put pressure on their bottom. Okay, so now we're just bringing the heel towards the glute. And in Brett's case, he's got pretty good flexibility. We can bring the calf down a little bit and so on. If you want a further stretch, we can put your hand on the top of the knee. Ask the client to breathe in and exhale. As they exhale, we just gradually lift up, keeping the shoulder contacted to the foot, stretching through. Okay, so that would be the quadricep brick fem release. Okay, from here we ask the client just to have a seat facing the wall there, so sitting up there, Brett. Hands behind the head for me. Make sure you are side on to the client. We don't want to be stretching this way. Side on, blocking the thigh. Ask the client to take a deep breath in again. Now, and release. And as they release, they relax their arms. We pull the arms back behind, just enough to feel a stretch in the pectoral ring. Deep breath in again. And exhale. And coming out of position. Good. From here, and relax the arms for me, Brett. We're going to go into a neck release, but before we do, we're going to give a little bit of a nice trap massage. Again, it's not a really funny one. It's just using the hands, and we're kneading the soft parts of his trapezius. So I'm going to lean with my right hand down, then I lean with my left hand down. So it's right, release, left, release, right, release, left, release. Several of those either side. Make sure you tell your client what you're doing, and then ask the client to laterally tilt their head as far as I can go to the left, hold their right shoulder, ask them to breathe in and exhale, and as they exhale they will drop the shoulder and the head will momentarily drop to the left. All you're doing with your left hand is holding that position. Again, you can ask them to breathe in and exhale. Again, not forcing the neck, just using the active stretch cycle that the client is providing using their breathing technique. From here, the most important thing is you use your hand to bring the head back to the position. The head weighs about 8% of their body weight, so it's a fair weight to make sure you assist their weight of the head coming back to the middle. From there, offer the client a hand up. Thank you, Brett.